It's Monday. It's morning.
And, it's macabre, dude.
When you just think about it.
Bro, just relax your freaking calves, dog.
Yeah, relax those calves,
Dude.
Listener, and listen.
RTC on MMM. Welcome to Relax Those Calves Monthly. Tonight's episode of Relax Those Calves, we're going to be talking about cankles. And
are they real?
Is it just, big ankles way of trying to get to the
ankle
calf?
sock?
Yeah. So we're going to get to the bottom of that, as I'm sure all the listeners know. We get to the bottom of things, like who killed Roger Rabbit. We know who framed him. That was figured out back in 1996.
But what they don't want you to know.
But who fucking killed him? So relax those calves, take a seat, and take a listen.
My money's on Jessica.
Jessica Rabbi. That's what I'm going to name my Jewish religious
I picture
icon.
Absolutely nothing different is with the character except the hat. Same dress.
I think that's allowed. Baby.
Red hair.
Mm-hmm. She's just standing by doing rabbi stuff. I'm stuff. Guys, another week, another tragedy. Shout out to the fallen homies. What if every week we had a moment of silence for people? Hey, someone who
we had an in memoriam section
for every person we've talked about that has passed away.
This would not be.
It would be kind of like 99 bottles of beer on the wall, where it's every time it's just.
It would be so disproportionate because a lot of these people have killed hundreds of people, so much time would be dedicated to the victims, which I guess would
the
probably
pod
be
becomes a 3-hour
thing to do.
3-hour podcast, about 20 minutes of actual new content, and then every episode's going to be a little longer. Guys, if you like what you're hearing,
we're here to highlight the monsters, not the innocent people.
Tweet at Rest of Those Calves on Twitter and let us know if you like that idea.
There's someone with the username Rest Those Calves, and they're about to get their shit blown up by our millions of listeners.
You're I knew I snagged the right URL. Google's coming next.
Yeah, my search engine operates. I couldn't even say it.
Officer, my search engine just exploded.
It's right over there, officer.
Officer, I swear it was me.
Officer, I swear I was using Google Chrome, but it's Firefox. I'm holding it for a friend.
Hey, update your Google Chrome, everybody. This is actually a message from the developer side. Update your Google Chrome. They released an emergency patch today for security reasons, especially if you have any kind of cryptocurrency wallet. Anyway,
wait, is this fucking real?
Yeah, no, I'm not joking. Go to settings and then hit About Google.
All right, hold on one second.
Follow up, guys. Today I took my daughter to a carousel for the first time. It was super rad. Okay. I saw the
pictures. They were adorable. She was clearly filled with amazement and wonder.
It was the most wondrous. She was just looking there was lights and horses.
It looks like one of those moments that you could put that song from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory over it and then be shut an iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole commercial.
Yep. It's actually Apple reached out and they said, hey, we love what you're doing with your daughter, raising her and bringing her to a carousel. And we want in. And
they offered you a ton of stuff, but you were confused and said, no, I don't really like apples.
Well, no. So I just felt like they didn't get my vision, I felt like they didn't understand my vision for my daughter's life the way I think I do. So
yeah, you kept screaming that you don't agree with Granny Smith.
Exactly. And also the tightest calves I've seen in a long time. So big red flag. Big red flag. Guys, welcome to Monday Morning Macabre, the show where me and Scones talk about spooky stuff. As usual, the first 5 minutes is full of nothing but net swish from the 3-point line. Per usual.
That should actually be the name of this section.
Nothing but net, where we only hit bullseye dingers. Just, a bunch of cool references there.
Only slinging them.
Scones, do you want to get anything off your chest before we delve into the dark, seedy underbelly of the American prison system?
Yeah. Nah, this isn't the place.
Wow. So brave to keep it in. Keep your emotions in. Don't go to a therapist. What are you 11? Come on.
Hey,
I'm everybody's uncle.
that's what I'm taught, baby.
Go to a therapist, dude.
No. If anything from American media has taught me, I need to be a quiet cowboy who pushes everything down and then really expresses himself through violence only.
Violence. Hi.
And then when people start to like me or get close, I tell them, nah, you don't want none of this.
You know what?
Me but trouble.
Hey, Nani.
And that's the plan I have.
Yeah, Scones is a real silent cowboy type. If you've ever seen him, you'd be like...
Big time silent cowboy type.
BTSCT.
Let's just say my lips are tight and my calves are loose, baby.
Oh, baby. You want that top tight and those bottoms loose. That's what we always say. Today, Scones, I'm going to be bringing you 2 torture devices used in prisons.
Very good.
One of them will take like 10% of the discussion. The other one will take about 90% of the discussion. But
good. I'm glad we hashed that.
I crunched the numbers. I figured it out. So, band, if you don't want to go to prison and have these torture devices happen to you, you better start tickling those ivories. Brown pants. Welcome back.
Are these going to be like ancient torture devices, or are going to be like in 2020?
Yeah, like the Iron Maiden was reintroduced to the Arkansas State Prison.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
You're like, oh,
in Little Rock Penitentiary.
No, well, it's actually fairly recent. It's way more recent than it should be.
Yeah.
One is 1969. So
we went to the moon.
Yeah, it's not the only thing that went, if you know what I mean.
Stanley Kubrick went to the moon.
Kubi Studes went to the moo-moo.
Kubi Studes.
So this first one is an article from businessinsider.com because they've got all the inside knowledge about the business of torture.
Listen, Darson's a big-time business dad now.
Now that I'm a dad, I read
the paper every morning with his pipe.
I read the New York Times. I paid for a membership.
You tell your kids to run along, and if a bully bothers them, come fight back.
Amen. That's how we win the wars. So this is a Business Insider article entitled, let me just hit you with that little title. This is by Corey Proton and Matthew Stewart, titled Treadmills Were Originally Used as Torture Devices for Prisoners.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice.
Hey, if you've ever been on a treadmill and thought, this feels like torture, you're not far from the truth.
I'd rather be at home on my couch eating a pint of Ben & Jerry's.
In order to reform idle convicts and combat crime that plagued the Victorian era, Sir William Cubitt invented the, quote, everlasting staircase in 1818. This staircase was
Everything you said sounds like a weird Roald Dahl book.
Yep. It was a large, imposing 24-spoked paddle wheel that could handle as many as 40 convicts endlessly climbing.
It's just the back of a steamboat?
Essentially. They were isolated in compartments and forced to climb for hours each day. The purpose was to crush their wills with the monotony and severity of hard labor. But they only wound up irreparably damaged. The health... Yeah. So the convicts end up irreparably damaged, as you can guess. One prisoner said about the tread wheel, quote, I have worked for months on the wheel. I was quite well on coming in. I now have a great pain in the back part of my legs. What did we say, Scones, about tight calves? Part of my legs, my loins, and my left side.
Oh, no, his loins.
Yeah, his loins be on that dirty. Just wait till the next one, dude. You'll know. We're in for
worse than dirty loins,
dude. Lointalk.com/tune in right now.
Ooh, a new podcast coming out from Slinging
Dingers, Slangin' Dangers. I now have a great pain in the back part of my legs, my loins, and my left side. I get weaker every day. I can hardly stand upright. I know not how I shall be able to do a day's work. I have nothing to defend.
So the prison system has always worked, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So he got out and was a super cool dude. Luckily, the use of treadwheels was abolished in Britain by the Prisons Act of 1898.
Did they literally illegalize treadmills?
Yeah, they're like, Peloton, sorry, see you in 140 years. So the next time you're finishing a grueling workout, be thankful you have the freedom to stop when you're tired. So that's the first one, was that treadmills were a hashtag no good very
So
bad
that's
day.
it. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, avoid treadmills. Brought to you by whoever Peloton's opponent is.
The Nordic track, maybe?
Yeah, Nordic 360. So that's treadmills. That's treadmill terrors. Now we're on to something that is just so crazy and effed up. And if you're a male,
Oh, boy.
you're going to go, ooh-wee.
Oh, I'm
My
already
loins
weak.
are dirty.
Oh, no.
Scones, this is called the Tucker telephone torture device. So Tucker
what?
T, Triple T, very different than Triple D.
John Tucker must die?
Yes, and if this is how he died, I do not envy him. So this is an All That's Interesting article.
Yes.
So, of all the true scary stories about life inside America's jails, the Tucker telephone is surely the most awful. And for inmates doing time at the Tucker State Prison Farm in Arkansas in the early 1960s.
Oh, hey, here we are.
Yep. There was nothing more terrifying than the Tucker telephone, which sounds like an I think you should leave sketch, but it's not.
Yeah. It sounds like it calls you and then you're stuck on the line talking to like
Tim
a
Robinson.
robot getting looped through like while on hold.
Yes, exactly.
My worst nightmare.
Horrible. So, the Tucker telephone was a sadistic method of punishment frequently used on prisoners at the state prison, which is now the Tucker unit of the Arkansas Department of Correction. The torture device was the brainchild of prison physician Dr. A.E. Rollins and prison superintendent Jim Bruton. On its face, the device looked like an old crank telephone, but with the addition of an electric generator and 2 dry cell batteries, it became one of the most notorious torture machines in the history of U.S. incarceration.
I mean, doesn't any electronic device become a torture device when you attach that much wattage to it?
When I attached my toaster to my bathtub, it became a real
bugger of a
really
device.
smart.
I think if you hook up 2 card batteries to like a set of headphones, it's probably a torture device.
Probably. Let's find out. See, jackass.
Arkansas. Go Razorbacks.
Go Razorbacks. That's the moral of this episode. On its face, the device looks like an old crank telephone, but with the addition of the electric generator and 2 dry cell batteries, yeah, we just said that, right? Most notorious torture machines, yes. Hooked up to a source of immense electrical power. Static shock. The Tucker telephone.
I was going to say Jamie Foxx.
The Tucker telephone functioned as an electric shock device attached to the private parts of victims. Inmates sent to the, quote, hospital room. Why do they always have to be cheeky like that? You know? Why does it always have to be like it's always like, hey, we're going to the rest and relaxation cubby. And it's like just a torture room. Like, what?
We're going to the relax your calves lounge.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, no, this is going to tighten your calves.
No.
No. Our worst nightmare. Inmates sent to the hospital room were strapped down to a table with 2 wires applied to their skin. The ground wire was wrapped around their big toe, while the hot wire, with the which the electricity ran through, was strapped to the inmate's genitals. Uh-oh. I seen this episode of Sesame Street.
About to boil some loins.
Yeah, that's some dirty boiled loins. That is not good. Once the doctor turns the crank on the Tucker telephone, their victims were brutally shocked by torrents of electricity.
Good has ever had a crank.
Yeah, no, nothing's been. Dude, even crank yankers could have been better as just yankers. Sometimes these torture sessions dragged on for long periods, known as, quote, long distance calls.
This is so weird. And
right?
like, they're all like high-fiving and like laughing about this.
Yeah, the guy who's like, yo, let's call them long distance calls. And they're like, Marty, you're the genius.
They're like actually all in robes, like touching their knuckles, like Mr. Burns. Like excellent.
Mm-hmm. So that's fucked up. I wish that's what the article said. The sheer barbarism of this punishment method was described in Tom Merton's shocking 1970s book, Accomplices to the Crime: The Arkansas Prison Scandal.
Sounds.
Yes. Sounds. Just sounds.
Sounds, bro.
So
what you're saying right now is just sounds.
Yeah,
dude.
that's sounds.
Just, you're talking
brother.
into a fucking mic. It's
sounds.
Getting shot through a wire into my computer, into outer space, into your computer, through a wire, into your headphones, and no one's genitals are getting electrocuted.
That's a good day, if you ask me. See?
This is just sounds, dude.
So, quote from the book: in long-distance calls, several charges were inflicted of a duration designed to stop just short of the inmates fainting. Sometimes the telephone operator's skill was so defective, and the sustained current not only caused the inmates to lose consciousness, but resulted in irreparable damage to his testicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
They're like the most fragile part in your brown pants.
If you've got brown pants on, you just don't do it.
They're the precious china inside the brown pants.
Is everybody?
Wow, we're going all over the place with the.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
But so do they explain, like, is it prisoners that they're trying to act it up and like instead of solitary confinement, or are they trying to get like confessions out of, or
that's the ones they found
people
handsome.
to rat?
I don't.
Or or is it ones they just think are handsome?
I genuinely, it's not. It is not stated. I assume
it's a really sick version of throwing a dodgeball at their head because they like them.
Yeah, they're just negging, dude. I don't know. I
oh my
assume
god,
it's
you're
like
so stupid. I mean, he's kind of funny though. All right, hook these up to your.
I think it's more of a punishment type thing. I would assume.
It's just like them. Okay.
Yeah. Tragically, many of the prisoners not only ended up with permanent organ damage, but also suffered from mental illness following the torture.
Oh.
You don't say, my dear boy. Imagine getting electrocuted through your nuts and then being like, all right, back to work. Like,
all right. This is all because you had that 1 ounce of marijuana. You deserve this.
Yeah, right. Well, you've lost the game of pickup basketball in the yard. Like,
do they state like if it was prisoners of a certain race or anything?
No, it is not specified. At least not in this article.
I
read a couple articles.
Mutilation.
Yeah, I think it's just a classic case of the Stanford prison experiment type deal, where it's just like, hey, I've got power and I can just electrocute people's dilly dallies. So, did you have a term that you used when you were a kid to reference them?
What, the dilly dallies?
Yeah.
Because I think nuts was always probably the
classic nuts. Yeah.
There's the family jewels.
I've heard batteries.
The batteries. That's
the batteries. It's what is it? It's like it's this something in the batteries. I don't know. Anyway, but the Tucker telephone wasn't an isolated incident. A Newsweek report from 1967 revealed that every prison had one. No. Revealed that
they were standard issue.
Revealed that prisoners were routinely beaten with paddles and needles stuck under their fingernails.
Oh no! Oh jeez. All right,
Scones, if you have to choose one of the two,
that hurts me real hard because
Did you lose a fingernail?
No, I had a phone screen protector. So, like the glass thing that you put on top of your screen.
I don't like where we're going with this.
Yep. So, that, and I had dropped my phone. It chipped. It took the blow as it's supposed to instead of my normal phone.
Yeah. And, Otterbox, reach out.
It wasn't totally shattered, so I left it on there.
Oh, it was like a piece. Oh God!
So a piece of the glass. So I reached my hand in to grab my phone.
Oh no!
And a shard of the glass went up under my nail and into my finger.
Oh.
And it was just stabbing. It was just stuck in there. And I pulled my hand out and it's just in there and I can't get it because my thumbs, my big dumb fingers couldn't get it out. So it's just blood everywhere. And I tried to get my girlfriend to help with
horrible
tweezers, but she ran over and she just couldn't do it because there was just so much blood everywhere. So she just handed me the tweezers and got the fuck out. And I had to yank this glass out from under my fingernail while it was stabbed into my finger.
Oh my God, people are wincing so hard.
And so now I don't have a screen protector on my phone.
Okay, that's so weird you bring that up because I got one of those screen protectors and then this guy came and attached hot wires to my balls.
You jaywalked in Arkansas?
Oh my God, Scones. I
Fast times, dude.
Remember that Power Rangers robot that would go,
No.
You don't remember? It was like circular robot that it was like the assistant robot who was like,
Oh, yes, I do.
That's how I feel right now.
Power Rangers robot friend. What's his name? Alpha 5.
Yeah, and he would just go, for some reason.
The picture is literally him doing this. The picture when you Google it is him with his hands up in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
His first appearance was in the episode Day of the Dumpster.
I love it. So that's horrible. I'm glad that we got that story going. Holy moly.
Yeah, if you have any gross under your fingernail or fingernail stories, write in.
No, don't write in. Ah, God.
Call in right now. We'll leave them open.
Which one would you rather have happen to you? Would you rather a long distance call?
What was the
or the fingies?
Get my fingernails ripped off?
Yeah, they're
100% get my fingernails ripped off than get my organs electrocuted till they die. What do you mean? I've done one of them.
All right, dude. F, marry, kill. Okay. Wow. Horrible. Anyway. Yeah, so a bunch of other bad stuff happened to prisoners, and the brutality of the prison became so famous that the Tucker telephone eventually found itself depicted in the 1980 film Brubaker. I don't know what
was
that
your
movie
dad in
is.
that?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He was in the movie The Abyss.
He was.
Slapping Peter Jackson while he's kissing on a fish.
but he didn't make it to Brubaker?
He did not make audition? It to Brubaker. He sent in a tape, but he did not hear back. I don't know.
Well, it's tough to beat out Robert Redford.
I mean, Robbie Red, we also call him Bobby Burgundy, but he...
that's really fucking good.
Thank you. But he was not... my dad called him. He said, listen, have you ever seen my movies? And my dad said, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? And he said, ciao, Bella, and hung up. So, I mean, he said goodbye,
your dad's not coming back from that.
He got called beautiful by Bobby Burgundy, and now it's game over.
Can I choose that happening to me instead of the other two things?
Oh yeah, that's the F, marry, kill. Okay. Let's
time marry Bobby Burgundy calling me and telling me ciao, Bella. Effing hot needles under the nail, and then killing the horrifying subject of this entire
the
part
Tucker
of the episode.
Tucker T's
long time distance
Tucker T's long time miss you calls.
I don't want a Tucker T long time miss you call.
That's the name of the band at my local Chuck E. Cheese.
I want a Robbie Redford Ciao Bella call.
The animatronics at my pizza barn down the road. It's the Tucker T long distance calls.
If any of you gifted listeners want to attempt to illustrate that, go ahead.
What are we talking about? Okay, last paragraph. Unfortunately, even after the torture device was no longer deployed against inmates, the Tucker telephone was repurposed by the Chicago Violent Crime Unit under Lieutenant John Burge to torture the suspects in the 1980s. Which means you could have seen Dirty Dancing and then later that day gotten zip-zapped on your Zing Doodles.
Dude, gotten the long time Timmy Tuck.
The Timmy Turner Ringaroos.
Oh. Oh no.
American interrogators abroad have also reportedly used this device to torture their captives. The end of the article.
Wow, so they're just like, and it still happens. I bet this shit
totally
was probably happening in Guantanamo, I bet.
Yeah, no, I would be, I mean, it probably happened today, dude. Like, I mean.
Somewhere in the world, someone got Tommy Tuck, a good time called, and.
There's a reason Carmen Sandiego's hiding, baby. It's because of this.
It's because they want to do this to her.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess the
Gumshoe,
we need to light her balls on fire. They're like, sir, there's a couple problems here.
There's several issues with this plan.
Gumshoe, don't talk back. Guys, that's the Tiny Tim's walkie-talkie and the Big Boy Staircase episode.
Again, it just sounds like a Roald Dahl book.
Tiny Tim.
If you say enough weird adjectives and like parts of an old house together, you get a Roald Dahl book.
Yep. So Scones,
like if I said the tiny little purple cupboard. That sounds like a Roald Dahl book.
Yep. Stinky leather love seat. It has to. Well, you got to do like person name followed by
Jeremy
adjective.
and the big purple tea kettle.
Susan and the oozing chimney, baby. So that's some torture devices that are happening still, probably. This was fun. We learned a lot about Scones' fingers. Yum yum yum. Suck all 10 for a prize.
Someone's gonna hear that episode. I mean, that part of the episode without context somewhere.
Yeah, lick all 10 of Scones' fingers, and then we'll send you a prize. Send you a prize. You get a prize if you lick all 10.
They fit through enough.
That's the Monday Morning Macabre promise. Bonus points if you suck a toe.
Good luck getting my shoes off. I tie them wicked tight.
Wicked double knotted, dude. Dude, Donnie and the double knots. That's a sick
my
band.
Shoes wicked tight, so that way my ankles bleed like Kurt Schilling.
You get the ankles tight, you get the calves loose, and that's the way this episode is wrapped up. Guys, if you enjoyed what you just heard, because
which we know you did,
you had to. There's no other option. Leave us a little comment, write in, join the Patreon for bonus episodes where we talk about more things like this.
Ooh, Patreonies, you're gonna have an epi.
Paties, get an epi coming outie.
Little springtime themed epi.
Spring has sprung, and I know that Scones' fingers are full of glass. Follow us at Monday Morning Macabre on Instagram, MMMacabrePod on Twitter, MondayMorningMacabre.com for merch and all that other good stuff. And I mean, guys, avoid going to Arkansas prisons. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, go to like Swedish or Norwegian prisons if you have
to. You get to do like puzzles and take walks.
It's like a $2,000 a month apartment in America.
Yeah, and you don't get.
You won't stop.
And they can't stop Tiny Timmons phone calls. Beyond all the things we just said, I wish you all have the best Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Goodbye.
Bye.